what return on the investment I should expect?
What return on investment should you expect? Zero. I never, that's the last question that anybody in this industry ever wants to answer. And the reason is, and the reason is that the strategy does what it's designed to do, nothing more, nothing less. It is in this case, reverse gamma scalping is a defensive strategy that helps you decide, that helps you address a short straddle position. It is a way to keep you from taking the larger losses in the position. Any strategy, there's nothing magical about any strategy. If you just put on a strategy, you're going to get, if you just put on a strategy, eventually ignoring it will come back to bite you. So there's no such thing as, there's no such thing as an expected return. The return comes from the management. It comes from the sound management of your trades. Okay? But there's nothing to say, there's nothing magical about any particular strategy that we teach or that anyone teaches or that anyone in the world's ever come up with that's going to allow for guaranteed returns. In fact, anyone that's touting guaranteed returns, I'd love to get that. I'd love to get that recorded and have them investigated, because you can never. And believe me, being a floor trader and being in the heyday of one of the most profitable. I was a floor trader during the internet days. Okay, back when the bid and the ask were really wide, and back when there was opportunities galore, and you were making positive expectancy trades. Even still, you can't go and make any assumptions about any positive returns because you never want to go ahead and do something. Again, you cannot look for certainty in these types of situations. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen people make is take past returns and try to assume that means anything going forward. Success in the past means that you've been successful in the past. Okay, and the idea is, you're going to go ahead and take returns. And I mean, you don't create. I want to make sure that people understand this from the standpoint of what trading means. Trading is continuous. Trading does not start on January 1st and end on December 31st. Okay? Trading does, as long as you have a position on, the position doesn't care that you go on vacation. By the same token, this is the one job, well, this and being a professional poker player, this is the one. These are the few jobs where you can go to work and come home with less money than you went to work with. So you have to be aware of those. You have to be aware that this is part of the nature of trading. It is your willingness to take on the risk to lose that affords you the benefit of potentially making something at trading. Okay, you are trading your risk for somebody else's risk. That is what trading is about. And so to look for expected and hence sort of almost what a lot of people confuse with long-term certain returns doesn't really apply to trading. All you can say is somebody has made money up to this point. And in trading, if you ever meet up with a professional, you'll never hear someone say, "I'm making money." You'll always hear someone say, "I made money." They speak about it in the past. It's already happened. We don't know what's going to happen moving forward. When you hear somebody say the stock is going, the first thing a professional will tell you is they'll interrupt you and they'll say the stock went. Okay? If you know where it's going, then put $1 trillion on it. Okay? If you know where it's going, put $1 trillion on it, okay? Because no one knows where it's going. The markets, the markets are very game theoretic, and therefore you can't just go out there. It's a loaded question, but I know a lot of people are looking for that certainty. I wish there was certainty, and believe me, there was an example. I think it was a recently written article where someone went out and said that their strategy, it was a reasonable expectation to get about 5% a month, and I almost fell out of my chair. I said, "Are you kidding me? Do you know what 5% a month is? Continuously compounded, it's about 80% a year. And do you know what that means? If that is your reasonable expectation, then a $10,000 account over 25 years gave me almost $265 trillion. So just to put it in perspective about what is implied by a reasonable expectation, it's a very dangerous concept to try to do and to try to rest your laurels on the reasonable expectation of things, because at the end of the day, even having a number does very little for you.